Good morning. Happy Monday. I hope y'all had a fantastic weekend. Mine was, let's say, a little challenging. I am not feeling my best right now. If you haven't read the post that I just made about 30 minutes ago, then I recommend you go give that a read, and I can talk more about it on my stories. But today I want to keep the topic on causes of fat loss resistance. There's more than just 6 causes of fat loss resistance, but here are 6 of the foundational ones that I came up with today. Number 1 being chronic undereating and dieting. Number 2 is a lack of muscle. Strength training, it improves your metabolism, your energy, your sleep, and it also shifts your body composition, what you are ultimately made out of in terms of muscle and or fat. Number 3 is high inflammation, either from can be gut issues, it can be from your environment, it can be from heavy metals, it can be from poor lifestyle. When I say poor lifestyle, that can be drinking alcohol, smoking, vaping, staying up too late, skipping meals, just being on the go all the time, not taking time to work on stress management. So those sorts of things. Number 4 is mineral imbalances, which can actually slow your metabolic rate. And when I'm talking about minerals, I'm talking about things like predominantly your macro minerals, which are your calcium, magnesium, sodium, and potassium. And we do that by running an HTMA test, which is a sample of your hair, and it gives us like such an in-depth look as to what is going on with you on a deeper level, and of course can really help us to like streamline what you're deficient in and what you might need a little bit of extra help with. Number 5 is a big one, your circadian health. So that is like your sleep wake cycle. So important when it comes to fat loss. It influences cortisol, hormones. It influences melatonin, which helps you sleep. It influences your hunger hormones. More to come in the next few minutes here on that topic. And number 6 would be poor thyroid function. A lot of women struggle with poor thyroid health, which slows down your metabolic health. But a lot of it has to do with number 1 on this list, chronic undereating. If you aren't eating enough carbs, that will impact your thyroid, and so will minerals will impact your thyroid as well. So I want to talk specifically about 3 of those today on why you might be dealing with some fat loss resistance. And of course, I didn't touch on overeating, but that's also an impact on your body composition as well. But most women realize, of course, if we overeat, then that's an easy way to not lose weight or fat, I should say. But then undereating is what most women tend to do. Chronic dieting, jumping from diet to diet. I've seen it all too much. I've been on many myself. And, the oversimplified calories in versus calories out has just caused like a lot of harm in the minds of women everywhere who believe that as long as you eat less and move more, then you'll be at an ideal weight. But I got something in my eyeball. This can begin to cause just more damage than good. And chronic undereating can lead to thyroid dysfunction, which I just briefly touched on, but I don't really want to get into the science of that today. It can lead to blood sugar imbalances. I would think at this point, you know the importance of eating for blood sugar regulation. It just helps with cravings, with mood, with your body's ability to utilize glucose, which is carbohydrates, which is necessary, but blood sugar imbalances can lead to this topic here, weight loss resistance. It can also lead to, chronic undereating or dieting can also lead to fatigue, hormone imbalances. It can toy with your progesterone and estrogen as well. It can lead to mineral deficiencies because you're just not getting the proper food and nutrition that you ultimately need. And all of these things together can turn your body into a fat storing machine. Can we just call it what it is ultimately? Basically, it will just conserve everything that you do have. And even if you keep cutting calories, your body is going to down regulate and adapt. And that's what ends up happening. If you are yo-yoing on all of these diets, your body just doesn't freaking know what's happening, right? And it is just going to hang on to everything for dear life. I've said this before, your body is so smart. It wants to keep you alive, right? So if you are treating it poorly by not giving it the fuel that it needs, then it's just going to hang on to everything that it does have for dear life, and everything that you are consuming, it's going to hang on to. So in order to lose fat sustainably, your body must feel safe enough to do so. And that means, of course, eating enough nutrient-dense foods. Now, number 2 is a lack of muscle. And I don't know if you agree with me on this. I used to believe this myself, is that, if I do all the cardio, if I get sweaty, if I run, if I bike, if I kill myself with workouts ultimately, then, and I'm not talking strength training workouts, I'm talking more so cardio based workouts, then I'm gonna burn all the body fat and I'm gonna get this lean, toned, tight physique that I want. Boy, oh boy, is that not the case. Building muscle, and I'm talking consistently strength training, not only helps with energy, strength, overall confidence, improving your body composition, but it also increases your insulin sensitivity, which all has to do with blood sugar balance. And if you're not convinced yet, blood sugar balance is so important when it comes to fat loss. And that in turn is going to help balance your hormones as well. And hopefully you're still with me. I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. And in some cases, women actually don't need to lose weight at all. And notice I said weight. They just need to build muscle in order to shift their body composition into looking more toned, which you won't get through cardio or the focus on fat loss in itself. I hope that makes sense. And I've got several transformation photos that I've shared over the years of very little weight difference in the photos, but me looking drastically different. And even today, if you go look at my photos, there is almost a 167. Yeah, there's almost a 5-pound difference in between my photos. And if you look at my before on the left and my today that I took this morning on the right, my midsection looks leaner but I'm heavier in that photo. And so that's why like the scale is, woo, the scale itself, that number is not a good measure of progress. Pictures are. The new scale that I got, which I'll talk more about, is more so what you want to look at because it measures muscle mass, bone mass, like what I am actually made out of versus a number. Because when I stepped on the scale this morning, I was like, holy shit. That is a lot more than I was just a few days ago, but it's based off of like, I am just exhausted. I'm inflamed. My body's like, Danielle, put on the brakes here. And so it's a sign for me to put on the brakes. Anywho, let's get back on topic here. Let's talk about circadian rhythm because that's so, so important. And that's your sleep wake cycle. And I don't think we put a lot of like thought into how important it is, but it plays a huge role on body composition. Melatonin, cortisol, leptin, which is your hunger hormone, will all have a huge impact on your overall downstream of hormones, your appetite, your energy. And leptin, it's kind of cool. It also influences your menstrual cycle, which influences your estrogen, your progesterone. It influences your thyroid, which is responsible for metabolism. It influences your adrenal glands, which are responsible for like stress management. It's all freaking connected, ladies. It's all connected. And it also impacts how efficiently your body responds to food. And this is all based off of your sleep wake cycle. So going to bed, getting a good sleep, what you do in the morning in regard to activity, fuel, if you're like, go, 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 that's going to impact like your whole day and of course your body composition. So if you're struggling with weight loss resistance or you feel like you're struggling with weight loss resistance, you really need to take a look at your habits, how you live your life every day, like the little things that I talked about today, not just your food intake, not just your exercise regime, but when you eat. How's your sleep? Do you calm yourself, before you go to bed? Your nighttime routine. Do you get sunlight in the morning? That right there is such a huge game changer. But getting 5 minutes of sunlight on your body, in your eyeballs, in the morning, sets the tone for that circadian rhythm, which is so, so important. And last but not least, it's strength training. I know we get caught into this loop of like, oh my gosh, I need to go, go, go. I need to power walk and run and cycle and run stairs and do spin classes and boot camps and F45 and Orange Theory. And I have to work harder and harder and harder to elicit a different result, or better result. Can we use that word? But that's not necessarily the case. Strength training has so much value and power in how you look, how you feel, how your body utilizes food, how it utilizes energy, how it sleeps. So if I haven't convinced you to do your strength training workouts, I'm not quite sure what else it's going to take. But anywho, I'll leave it at that for today. If you have any other questions on this topic, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Talk to you soon.